So I just recently posted a video. It was a reaction video by this guy who made this super viral video called "If I Was the Devil," which isn't proper grammar, but that's not the point. The point is that the video, though it exposes a lot of how the enemy is working in the culture today, my general assessment of the video was that it was not a helpful video. In fact, I even said that that video was actually going to be used as a tool in Satan's hand. And my reason why was because if you listen to some of the things that he says within that video, they're in direct violation with things that are in God's heart, meaning God is against the shedding of innocent blood. The guy who made the video is for abortion, for example. The guy also mentioned references to higher consciousness, which if you are familiar with the New Age movement, maybe I should do another video to break that down more plainly for you guys. That is a demonic movement, whether people realize it or not. However, I had a lot of people write comments on the YouTube video, and it made me want to do another video because they were pointing out another video that one may have been inspired by. This guy named Paul Harvey did this broadcast or radio podcast decades ago. And the broadcast was titled "If I Were the Devil," and the subtitle was "A Warning to America" from Paul Harvey. Let me read for you exactly what this thing says from beginning to end, okay? Because I think this is going to blow your mind, and this is the truth. There's a lot more truth in this than what the video was that we just saw. Check this out. If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. And I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population. But I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about however necessary to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I have whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old, I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon, I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I would make the symbols of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who want until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what do you bet I could get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich? I would caution against extremes in hard work and patriotism and moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on the TV is the way to be. And thus, I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. And for the record, everybody, that was written in 1965.